Welcome to Liberated. I'm Cree, the Catalysta, igniting soul elevation and self-liberation through word alchemy. This podcast is for the rebellious, the cycle breakers, the healers, for my fellow neurodivergents and AuDHDers, for those who are becoming liberated and hated, who refuse to be tamed, who choose growth even when it costs them everything. True liberation isn't about acceptance. It's about freedom. What if the unraveling you fear isn't the end of you, but the exact threshold your true self has been waiting for? In this episode, I'm burning the illusion that your capacity to function determines your worth, that your identity must survive the unmasking process intact, and that you're only powerful if you're productive. This is for my fellow neurodivergents, but if you're neurotypical, I'm sure you'll find a gem or two to take away, and also will gain insight on what it's like for those unmasking ADHD and autism. The more you know, the more you grow. There was a time I could follow orders, smile when it felt like suffocation, organize chaos into neat checklists, push through migraines, the meltdowns, the sensory warfare just to earn approval. They called it work ethic, I called it survival. But since the diagnosis, since the unraveling, since becoming a mother and stepping into the wreckage of all I once managed to maintain, everything has changed. I'm not holding it all together anymore. And for the first time, I see that as sacred. There's no costume left, no curated identity, only skin, nerve endings, and an orchestra of stim fidgets keeping me grounded in this strange new openness. I was not told the truth about unmasking, how it's not just clarity, it's grief, it's sensory resurrection. It's the haunting realization of how many years were spent pretending peace. Because now I flinch where I once forced stillness. Now I spiral instead of smile. Now I say no with a tremble, but I still say it. This isn't regression. This is reckoning. Since receiving my AuDHD diagnosis, I've watched functions I've once relied on fall apart like scaffolding in a storm. Schedules make my chest tighten. Being of service feels like self-erasure. Self-erasure. That can be defined as a process of removing or ignoring aspects of one's own identity, needs, or desires, often to prioritize the needs or desires of others. This can manifest in various ways, including people-pleasing, self-neglect, and a disconnection from one's own thoughts and feelings. And I've lived it. I was praised for disappearing myself. Socializing is no longer a costume party, it's an exposure therapy session. And for the first time, I'm not trying to fix it, I'm trying to feel it. This collapse is not weakness. It's the raw blueprint of my true rhythm, rebuilding from the inside out. I know I'm not lazy. I'm overloaded. I'm not antisocial. I'm overstimulated. I'm not inconsistent. I'm recovering from decades of pretending consistency was my nature. The deeper I unmask, the more I meet the parts of me I didn't know were waiting. The ones who twitch and tap and blink too much. The ones who can't answer messages but cry when they go unread. The ones who retreat from expectations like they're flames because they were flames. And still, this is forward motion. Not everyone will understand this rebirth. Some relationships will dissolve in the acid of your boundaries. Some systems will punish your pauses. But liberation was never for the masses. This kind of becoming, it costs. But it also delivers. The gift of slowness, the reclamation of joy that isn't filtered through performance, the knowing that you get to define your capacity now. That softness counts as strength. That stillness counts as progress. You're not less. You are not broken. You are not failing. You are unmasking. You are not broken. You are golden. And that process is pure alchemy. It breaks you open to build you whole. So if your functioning has declined, if you no longer fit the job, the mold, the timeline, if you feel like a stranger in your own life, this is your portal. Your truth is not a malfunction, it's your map home. Coming home to yourself means meeting the version of you that was always there, just hidden behind coping. Start small. Let your body lead. Notice what feels safe, what feels nourishing, what feels like pressure, and what feels like peace. Build a relationship with yourself that doesn't revolve around being palatable. Get curious about your patterns, not judgmental. Give yourself permission to stim, to pause, to need what you need without justification. Communicate openly with those around you. You might say, I'm in the process of unmasking. That means you'll see more of the real me, more expressions, different needs, and sometimes different limits. Or, please don't comment on how I express myself, my stimming, my tone, my pacing. Or, words like too sensitive, lazy, or dramatic are not okay here. They hurt, they silence, they shame. This isn't about being difficult, it's about being free. If someone truly wants to be in your life, they will want to understand the real you, not just the version that they're used to. Let your support system know this is regression, but it's also revelation. You're working with your brain now, not against it. And nurtured neurodivergents can give rise to some of the most brilliant, loving, creative, and impactful humans on Earth. As I close, I want to leave you with a couple of reflections to sit with. Questions that might stir something awake in you, the way this topic has stirred in me. May they echo in your mind throughout the days to come. First question I have is, what illusions have you been holding onto that keep you from showing up as you are right now? Think about the stories you've been telling yourself. I need to be more healed before I share. I need a perfect brand before I launch. I need people to fully understand me before I can show up. Which of these illusions are quietly running your life? And how would things shift if you let them burn away? Second question. If you no longer waited until you felt ready or perfect, what's the first small way you'd let yourself be seen today? Imagine removing the condition of being ready. You don't need the right timing, the perfect words, or the polished plan. What is one simple action? A post, a message, a share, even a whisper of your truth that you could offer right now to let yourself be seen in your becoming. Your growth is your edge. I help you sharpen it, sustain it, and protect it. Follow Liberated wherever you listen to podcasts. And if this episode cracks something open in you, share it. Send it to someone else who's waking up. Let them know that they're not alone. If you have enjoyed this episode, kindly leave a rating. It's greatly appreciated. You can find and follow me on Instagram and on TikTok at The Catalysta. I hope to hear from you guys in my DMs and in the comments section of my posts. Until next time, keep rising, keep burning, keep becoming, keep growing.